Hey guys, just finished watching The Flash, Season 4, Episode 23, We Are the Flash. Wow, what an episode, what an ending to this season. So it's pretty cool. It starts off with this episode with Captain saying we see he's on the cell phone trying to leave a message to Barry saying that he can have his job back because of Iris's post. People are starting to believe everything he's saying and stuff, and things are coming up to light and everything's, he's being credited and stuff, his story. And then Marlies DeVoe wants to send Barry in DeVoe's mind, and the whole idea with Marlies DeVoe this season was, which is an interesting storyline and stuff, but it just seemed predictable from the very get-go, from the very first episode of this season when we first saw her, that at the end of this season, she was going to be the one to help team up with the Flash and help take on DeVoe. And because it was too obvious that was going to happen, because they were giving her so much character and background and building up the character and all that stuff, it would have been kind of better, I think, if they had broken her and DeVoe up and had her split with DeVoe a little more earlier on than they actually did in this season, just so that when it comes to, that way, if you still had 5 episodes at the end, or almost halfway through the season, then have her go help DeVoe. That way she's not like the one and gun, oh, that's the big reveal, is that she's gonna leave DeVoe and go help the Team Flash stop DeVoe type of thing. That would have been kind of just a little bit better of a less, it was they tried to use it a little bit as a big reveal, but it was just kind of predictable that was going to happen from the get-go. So, but it was still cool the way it did happen. I just would have had it done a lot earlier on, because it was so obvious that it was going to happen. If you get it away really early, then you don't have to worry about it. You're not trying to make it a big surprise when it's not really a surprise, and everyone can see it coming a mile away type thing throughout this season. They decide to use Cecile's powers to send Barry into DeVoe's mind, but as she's having the baby, she's losing her powers. If she delivers the baby, she's gonna lose her powers and stuff. So that was cool, dealing with that and how things are gonna go with that, and how things are gonna continue on with her baby, and how things are gonna go with her powers. We didn't really confirm that whether or not. They said that they're most likely going to be going when she's gone, when she delivers the baby. Now that she's delivered the baby and stuff, she's had it, and Jenna is actually born. But it's going to be cool to see if that kid ends up coming out with powers at some point. That'll be quite cool playing with that. Harry ends up putting on the cat one more time to try and figure out things, and he suggests to go find DeVoe, where he met when he first met Marlies, but that doesn't really work. And then we find out that Barry ends up finding Ralph alive in his head. And I was thinking about that. Why is Ralph the only one there? Why is it all the other metahumans that DeVoe took their powers? Why aren't they all there? I mean, Ralph is the latest one, but why isn't everyone else there? Well, that's because it's Ralph's body type thing that he's in. There's no more. The reason why DeVoe can be dead is because it's not DeVoe's body, it's Ralph's body. So Ralph, Barry wants to get Ralph to regain control, and they have a huge fight between all the different DeVoes inside of Ralph's head, and Ralph ends up getting control back. But while they were in the head and at the end there, at first they were fighting a bunch of different DeVoes and it looked okay, but at the end when Barry was running around punching all the DeVoes with Ralph holding onto him in the shape of a cape, which was pretty cool. It's just the CGI in that scene was just so terrible. It was really bad. All the wonky, the wonky Flash going around was kind of silly. It works. That kind of CGI works maybe for Ralph. It's just supposed to be elongated man and stretchy and all that. But all the DeVoes that were kind of flying away when he was running through them and stuff, they all look obviously CGI, and it didn't look really as good as it could have been. So I almost really wish that they would just double the CGI budget for the Flash, because I feel like it needs it. The things that they got down good are like the Flash thing and all that stuff, and the Flash lightning, but the actual kind of CGI, full-on CGI characters, whenever they do that, is just kind of bad in the show. So hopefully they can bring some stuff up. I don't see them doing that anytime soon. So I think they're still getting a few more seasons, so it'll be cool to see if we can bring that up, because that CGI is just kind of real bad. It didn't take me out of the episodes, but it was just obvious that, oh my god, that's CGI. It's really terrible CGI. So then DeVoe ends up putting himself into the chair using the tech powers that he had, which is before he dies. Then Marlies rips out the computer from the chair and kind of destroying him. but he ended up making the satellites fall to Earth and making them super heavy using the powers that he had. He had the backup plan set into Earth so that he could have the huge heavy satellites crash to Earth, creating like a meteor shower and kind of destroying the entire Earth type thing. That was really cool. And then Barry ends up super punching the satellites, and when he does it, it ends up happening over again, and that's when you see the hand of Nora Allen punching it, and she's about to do some stuff. So that was quite cool seeing that. And then Harry ends up Marlies ends up giving Cisco a device to fix Harry, and Harry's kind of back, but he's not smart anymore. So that was kind of interesting with that, to see how that's going to play in the future, if we're going to get a different Harry for next season, or if we're going to get the same one coming back, but this one is still alive. He's able to go back to go hang out with his daughter, Jessie Quick, and hang out with her and spend some time with her. Now that he's not smart, he's really not needed on the Flash, and I think it would be cool to get another Harry around and introduce a different version of Harry, or maybe even spend a little bit without a Harry, and maybe this season we get different Harrys every episode type thing. Although that would be a bit complicated, but maybe we get almost spend most of the season without a Harry, and maybe only at the end of next season get a Harry type thing when we really need one, and see which one we could get in a different version. Could be quite cool. Or maybe a different character who could be the smart one. Maybe there's a super smart version of Henry Allen. John must stay ship. That would be a cool idea, playing with that with Barry, and having Nora Allen around for the season. So that could be cool seeing that, and playing with a different version of John Wesley's ship, because it's been a while since we haven't seen John Wesley's ship. I think the last episode we did see him in was Flash Time, when they were trying to run around in Flash Time, and even that he was only in for a little bit, so he wasn't in for the full episode. So it would be cool to see him hanging around there. Then Wally shows up for his sister, to meet his new sister and stuff. And Joe knows that he's been in his spaceship and all that stuff. He's been with the Legends, which again we still don't know when he found out about that. That's really going to be cool to see if Wally ends up sticking around for this season, or if he goes back to the Legends. I'd like to see him go back to the Legends, just because there's so many people now here. We already have, Nora Allen and Barry type thing, two speedsters, and I'm assuming Nora's going to stay around for the whole next season 5. But it would be cool to see maybe Wally doing on the Legend and stuff. I'd like to see him actually kind of jump back and forth as much as possible, any way he can. But it would be cool to see him. I'd like to see him actually kind of stay in the Legends tomorrow, just because I feel like he's more of a bigger powerhouse. He's one of the most powerful characters on the show, and he replaces Firestorm and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to see how things kind of go with him, and where things go for him to show back up. Because we just had on Arrow, in the last episode of Arrow, we had Sarah Lance showing up for all that stuff, because it definitely involved her for that ending of the season. So I like when they are able to do that, ending Legends of Tomorrow a little earlier, so that the characters from that show can go over to their respective original shows, just a cameo for a little bit here and there, and they can go back with all that. So I think it's really going to be cool to see that. Wally goes back to Legends of Tomorrow, Sarah goes back to Legends of Tomorrow, and Sarah goes back with all her baggage from Arrow, and Wally goes back, with his baggage from this show type thing, and dealing with all that. I think that could be cool to see that, and how that's going to affect time. And hopefully, if we're dealing with time travel again, Nora Allen and being the future version of Barry and Iris's daughter, hopefully they can also tie that into Legend of Tomorrow, have some sort of connection there. Maybe we also see Nora Allen on Legend of Tomorrow, see them on both shows. That could be really cool seeing that, because I feel like when they do Flashpoint on Arrow, on Flash, and then they do it, and then they have time travel on Legend of Tomorrow, like that's a show. They never really connect to each other. You never see Legend of Tomorrow affecting the Flash. We saw Flash affecting Arrow, since that was the same timeline-ish, since it's, they're both in this currently going on at the same time and stuff. But it would be cool to see whatever Nora Allen's storyline is going to be like for season 5, have it also integrate a little bit into at least parts of it integrate into the Legend of Tomorrow storyline, and vice versa type thing, since they're both dealing with time travel and stuff. It would be cool to see things, and it would be cool, and I'd like to see them not explained, unless you watch the show, just like when they did on Arrow, how previously on the Flash and Arrow type thing, and then that's explained a little bit. You got to go watch the Flash to figure out why John-Al's son has a son and not a daughter type thing. So I think that would be cool dealing with that and having little things kind of connecting so that the time travel, in the Flash, if he does go play with time, or if because she's back she's in the past, and she's messing with time, and it could affect and create an anachronism. I think that would be really cool dealing with that, and with the whole thing going on with Ledger Tomorrow dealing with John Constantine returning as a season regular. I think that's going to be cool to see how that kind of connects there too. Maybe they see like, oh, there's an anachronism. Yeah, that's an anachronism. We know that level of anachronism. That's a really big anachronism, but the Team Flash is dealing with that one. We got it, So they mention it, they know about it, they're keeping an eye on it just in case. Maybe the Time Bureau is, and they're just keeping a little watch on it just in case things don't go too far, and it would be cool to see where things go with that. And then we find out that the name of the kid that Joe West had, his daughter's name is Jenna Mary West. Or Murray West, and I tried googling it to figure out who that character is, if that character exists in the comic books, and I can't really find anything about that, because I thought for a second, maybe that's the kid who, maybe that's Nora Allen, maybe that's a different version of her, and that was Dawn Allen, but there's really nothing I could find on any of the wikis or anything, googling anything. So if you know anything about Jenna Murray West, it would be cool to see where things go with that. Maybe she comes out with some powers, would be quite cool. It would also be cool to see where things are going to go with that, and how things continue on, to see who is what the storyline is going to be with Nora Allen. So it's really cool to see that. And then at the end we see Nora Allen shows up to the party, revealing herself as Barry and Iris's daughter. Or she looked at Barry, she said, "I'm your daughter," I guess, but it's clear that it's just obviously Barry and Iris's daughter. She has the same jacket, and the one that that Iris has, one of a kind of. So it was really cool seeing that, and it was really interesting seeing that. It was cool that everyone kind of recognized her right away, and I was surprised if they recognized her right away. Why didn't they kind of put them all together? Oh, that's kind of interesting, that we've noticed her here and there. I guess they never put it all together, or they were too busy dealing with the Thinker and stuff. But it was a really cool idea dealing with that. I can't wait to see what her storyline is going to be from in the comics, and where things are going to go. It could be quite cool. Definitely going to be looking that up, maybe reading a little bit about it to see what her storyline is in the comic books. Like, what storyline did she happen when she first appeared? If I'm not mistaken, she's a Jim Shooter character, so she was created for that. So that could be really cool seeing that and seeing where things kind of go with that, and where kind of the story kind of goes for next season. So let me know what you think, guys, about the steps from the comments below. The Flash, season 4, episode 23, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.